Hey all, this is Tom, and welcome to a brand new year of HellfireComms, and we're going to start as we did in 2013 with a Mario playthrough, this time on Super Mario Sunshine. I'm here today with Sparanda, one of our livestream mods, and he actually recorded the footage for this playthrough, so I'm going to hand over to him, and he can explain what the game's about. Go for it, mate.
Sunshine was the next Mario game, well, the main one after Mario 64, which was one of the most popular Mario games ever. The big first step into 3D. Except I don't like Mario 64, but that's another story.
Welcome.
Sunshine was kind of the first Mario game to really have full voice acting. And, not great.
I like that little pause where you were just mulling over how best to describe it. It's shit, let's be honest here.
I've never had a problem with it per se, but then I don't have a problem with a lot of things that people have problems with. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
I just like to point out, how the fuck did these people mistake this demonic-looking figure for Mario, who is in bright red and blue?
I guess they haven't seen Mario before?
Speaking of seeing things, this is Toadsworth, a new character to the series, as of Sunshine, mind you. He would go on to star in games like Superstar Saga and the like.
Also, Thousand Year Door.
Of course.
One of my favorite GameCube games.
We'll have to get around to that someday.
Eventually. And I love the graphics in this game. The game's 11, almost 12 years old now. And it just looks so good.
Press Super Mario Sunshine Star. That don't make a lick of sense. So how many times have you actually beaten Sunshine, mate? Because for the life of me, I don't think I ever got 120 shines. Sorry, I very nearly said stars, though.
I've never gotten 100%. The most I've ever gotten is all of them, not counting the blue coins. The most, I think, was maybe 112 that I ever got. As for how many times I've played through the entire game, a dozen, maybe 2 dozen, something like that.
The story is Mario, Peach, etc. are going on a vacation, and I like to think this takes place after Luigi's Mansion, so they basically went on a vacation without Luigi, even though Luigi risked his life to save Mario from a boo-infested mansion.
We meet some boos later, so the poltergust could have come in handy then.
And speaking of the poltergust, there's a nice little bit of continuity between Luigi's Mansion and this, and even in Superstar Saga a bit, because in Superstar Saga, slight spoilers, you see Peach later on in the game, and she comes down in this same exact plane, so, although I suppose that could be more of a cross-reference than anything, you know, like Luigi's Mansion being in Luigi's Circuit in Double Dash, and so on, but it was just really cool, and I might be missing stuff, but they don't seem to do cross-references and whatnot nowadays.
Which is weird, because 3D Land was supposed to be kind of a mix between 64 and Galaxy gameplay-wise, and then just kind of didn't have any of the story.
Great game, little bland. We've done a playthrough on that though, so go check that out if you want my full opinion of the game.
And here we meet FLUDD, who is our gimmick for the game, I guess?
There's no other way to describe it, really. The flash liquidizing ultra dowsing device. Check that shit in the bottom left, that's amazing. Mario World, So Long Gay Bowser, Mario 64.
Some nice classic clips there.
I am FLUDD, a flash liquidizer ultra dowsing device. I hope to be able to...
And you may have mentioned it, or may have missed it, but FLUDD mentioned that he was a product of GAD Laboratories, and EGAD was the professor who created the Poltergust, and I believe was also in Partners in Time, one of the Mario and Luigi RPG games.
He's in Superstar Saga, actually. He gives you upgrades depending on how many different brands of coffee you can come up with. More recipes, I should say.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Now, I actually like the FLUDD mechanics, especially the hover one, and especially the one that lets you basically surf around on the ocean surface. But I think this is the major point of contention when people talk about Sunshine, because you either love FLUDD, or you hate it and you prefer the FLUDDless bonus levels. Personally, I like a mix of the two.
I think they both work very well, and yeah, I like the hover nozzle because we all know about my platforming skills.
Are we going to see any of your platforming slip-ups throughout the course of this run?
Nope, Because editing magic.
And that's the kind of standards we have here at HellfireComms, folks. So explain the mechanics of this little old game, mate.
Well, you spray water at things, and there's this goop everywhere that's kind of a mix between mud and paint.
And since it's a Mario game, you obviously jump on stuff and collect coins to keep yourself alive.
These little piranha plant kind of enemies are kind of our mini bosses for the first half of the game, and then they just kind of disappear. I just love how beautiful the game is. It's very bright, though. It's kind of blinding in some places.
Yeah, I remember you did colour correction on this. We probably should have white balanced it a bit, because the tarmac or the runway was so bright, I literally couldn't make out the cobblestones.
Yeah, it was very, very bad.
And it's funny, you can actually unlock a pair of sunglasses for Mario at a certain point in the game. I think it's 50 shines or something like that. And it will actually dim the brightness of the game. It's kind of funny, actually.
It's a nice touch, yeah.
Uh-oh, here comes the fuzz. They locked Mario up! They arrested Super Mario!
Like I said, they don't know who he is.
Oh, fucking give me strength.
These voices, though. Now, back when I first played this game, this actually reminded me of like chocolate swirl ice cream. The paint did, and I was like, "Why are you spraying all this away? It looks delicious."
Eat it up, you fat palm tree. Sorry, kind of lost my train of thought there. I just don't like the voice acting at all. Peach is okay. Bowser is atrocious. What do you think about Isle Delfino just as a hub, like Delfino Plaza?
I like Delfino Plaza. It's got some of the best music, definitely.
Oh yeah.
It made a pretty nice level in Brawl as well. That was cool.
Oh yeah, it was in Brawl, wasn't it? And I believe there's going to be a Galaxy stage in Smash Bros. Wii U. With stuff like the Phase Ship, the very first planetoid that Mario lands on. You've got Bowser's ships and whatnot. It just looks really cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Now this trial is kind of held similar to the Japanese court style, which you might see in Ace Attorney as well, where you just have the attorneys present the information or evidence, and the judge renders a verdict, rather than having the jury like we have here in America.
Wait, you see the thing there as far in the English adaptations, or the Western adaptations I should say, the Ace Attorney games take place in LA. It's true, it's true.
I didn't actually know that.
It is a shine sprite. Shine sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino.
Shine sprites are the power, but there's only 120 of them out. Wow. That must be a lot of power for each shine sprite.
So are they sentient? Are these things alive?
They have eyes.
So do the clouds, mate. So do the mountains. Doesn't mean they're alive.
The hills have eyes indeed.
You know, I'm surprised with all the voice acting in this game that Mario himself doesn't talk.
He does his little Yahoo thing and a few grunts here and there, and that's about it.
Well, if you want to hear Mario speaking gobbledygook, go play the Mario and Luigi games.
I just love the Italian gibberish that they do in that. Now, within the past couple weeks, I recently found a manga that's based on Super Mario Sunshine. Something that Japan does, where they have mangas based on some video games that are popular or were popular at the time. And it's just little 4-panel comedy skits where it's just really short little jokes. But there's a recurring bit where these two police piantas kind of show up late whenever Mario fixes a problem or something, and all they can say is, we did a good job, right, partner?
Hilarious.
And that's all they ever do.
I've read a fair few of the Zelda ones, actually, like the one for Majora's Mask, which has like an unofficial backstory for Majora itself, you know, how the mask was made. It's pretty cool, actually. If you can find them online, I definitely recommend giving them a read. Jesus H, would it kill one of you guys to maybe pick up a mop and bucket and, you know, do some of this for me?
Like I said, we're gonna see these piranha plants for a while.
Did you miss me? 'Cause I'm back. I'm brown this time. I made a chocolate. Eat me, Mario. I want to die.
Chocolate swirl, bitch.
This over-the-shoulder kind of third-person shoot-'em-up action thing is really weird for Mario, but it works.
It's my go-to style for when I'm using FLUDD. I don't like... You can hold down the R button until it clicks, as you saw during the tutorial earlier. And you can just kind of spray around, but the camera's not really conducive to that, so I just go for the older over-the-shoulder bit.
Yeah, the camera isn't great in this game, as we'll no doubt see throughout the course of the playthrough.
There's one bit about it that I like, and it's that if the camera is trying to go through a building or a wall of some kind, it will actually go into the wall, and you'll get this kind of zoom-in effect, where you can still see as if the camera's at that distance. Whereas a lot of games will try to make the camera go up closer to your character, as if the camera wouldn't go through the wall. And just the camera going through the wall works a lot better than the other games, in my opinion.
Damn, man, you pulverized him.
Well, when he's running in a straight line, it's pretty easy to hit him.
Maybe if you serpentined, you would have got away.
Now, here, I think he's actually invincible and you can't spray him, so you just gotta follow him instead.
Yeah, he's just leading you to the entrance of the first level. And this trick that Spar's doing here, like running and shooting at the same time, get used to that, because it will be required.
And, oh, wow, he just kind of went into the painting there. 64!
That's all the time we have for today, folks. See you next time for part 2 of Super Mario Sunshine. See you then.